So, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. Today is gonna be again about some Reddit questions. And yeah, see you after the intro as always. I do really enjoy going through some Reddit questions at this point in time. I really do. And yeah, I hope you're doing fine. I hope your family is fine. I hope everything is fine. And I think we're actually gonna go straight into it. As you can see, I'm sitting today because of circumstances, actually, because I haven't had my standing setup for working before, and so I thought, well, I might just change it up once again and sit again and see whether this is also working, but I think it is just working quite fine. I'm actually holding my phone. I think I'm not gonna use this one that I've... Please check out the description. Or that description, actually, because there's a lot of free things that you can get. First of all, there is the link to the podcast, because this is actually a podcast and a YouTube quote-unquote show. On the other hand, you're also going to get 3 things, as I said. For example, the free PDFs of the things that I've highlighted in this episode or in other episodes. If I've highlighted something, then it is going to be in a tiny PDF. You can download it and print it and share it and do whatever with it. And there is everything in this that I've gone through in this episode, which is pretty amazing, because some people like to listen, therefore we're having a podcast. Some people like to watch, therefore we're having the YouTube videos. And some other people like to read things, and this is why there's also the free PDF. And there's as well some music, so if you do want to have some background music in this video, then please also check out the 3rd link, or it's actually, I think, the 4th link, but 3rd section, something like that. And there's also just different tracks to choose from, and they're all, I think, an hour long, so you should be fine. Everything should be fine, should be good to go. And yeah, enjoy the episode, and I'm gonna see you. We're normally using again, even though I have to just check how I can edit it a little bit, because it sometimes is a little bit silent and stuff, and which is not that good, because, I mean, if you're just listening to the podcast and you're in traffic, which is, I mean, at this point in time, it's maybe not gonna be so the case, but normally it's a little bit of a fucked up thing. You know, if you can't really understand whatever the fuck I'm saying and stuff, like, it's not good. So the first question, and I've already clicked on it, as you can see, the quarantine challenge, read a book before bed instead of scrolling. So I'm not gonna say anything more. There's a little bit more text, and they talk about like they're mindlessly scrolling through the web or scrolling on their phone, and they do just wanna read a book until they fall asleep once again, as they have done it as they were children. Also because just being immersed in a book is something that's really great, and it is a great feeling. I first of all have to say it is a great feeling. It really is, because I mean, like, if something is so interesting that you really do not want to go to bed and stuff, then this is amazing. I do also have to say, for me at least, I do have to cross some sort of a chasm. You know, it reminds me on a book, crossing the chasm by, I think it's actually Pressfield. I don't know. I think it is. Might be some picture here. I don't know. Could be. I really liked it as well. And for me, I'm not a big reader. I don't read a lot of books, and I have never ever been reading a lot of books. I have had to read books because of school and because of other reasons, but I've also just had some books that were really interesting to me. How to Win Friends and Influence People, first of all, it's a really amazing book. Like, I've really enjoyed, like, it's been really a cool one, and I've really been liking. But of course, I've also had to read some books, even though some were really cool, some were great, but I have never been such a great reader and stuff. But yeah, the point that I am willing to talk about is why. I think there is a lot of demonization, you know, in terms of mobile phones, in terms of the interwebs, in terms of just all different sorts of things. And I don't really get why. It is a fucking great thing, and it is a fucking advantage that we're having over just past generations. It's an amazing thing. They weren't able to just Google things. They weren't able to just do whatever. And now we're demonizing it for, oh, you get anxiety because of it. Oh, you get this and that because of it. It is stressful. Yeah, I think it just totally comes up to what you're doing with it. Of course, if you, and I mean, like, people are also doing this with social media, like, okay, social media, this is the devil, we should kill it, we should not have any social media again, it's not good. Nada, niente, no, I don't think so, but nevertheless, you could also just scroll through your phone, but read a book. You could also just listen to an audio using your phone. Could also, like, of course, this is now just debate, which is maybe a little bit unnecessary. But yeah, anyway, let's actually therefore move ahead. Image. another image. Yesterday we've actually only went through images. It's been actually a pretty cool one as well. I knew I matured when I realized, or matured, when I realized every situation doesn't need a reaction. Sometimes you just gotta leave people to the dumb shit they do. Just a plot twist, it started out with like, I knew I matured when I realized every situation doesn't need a reaction. Then the plot twist, sometimes we just gotta leave people to do the dumb shit they do. Yeah, quite. But I would say it was just telling them like, I don't know if whatever you're just trying to do or doing here, if this is like the best thing you can be doing with your time and energy and health maybe as well. Of course, I mean like the reaction is probably gonna be like, fuck you in your motherfucking ass, motherfucker, or something like this. Yeah, but I think it's nice. I think it is a nice thing. I think it is a nice gesture. Wow, lots of talent and dedication. And there is a guy for the podcast listeners, and this, I don't know if it is a guy. It's a human being, apparently. And this human being is just architecturing something, I assume. It seems to be a ring, and it is 3-dimensional. And the ring is golden, and the ring looks pretty cool, and the ring maybe has some diamonds on it. And everything is done on I assume at least, I do not really know, and it is gone, but it is done on an iPad Pro. Which by the way is, it's fucking expensive, but it is also kinda cool. Kinda cool, Kinda cool. Like, you don't need it. Which is, by the way, also a really big problem that I'm seeing really often. Like, people buying some shit because they think they need it. For just doing something for, I don't know, maybe it's just about drawing if you're having an iPad Pro or something, but you actually don't need it, quite. You could also just use pen and paper. And if you're just shitty with pen and paper, you're also going to be shitty with a fucking iPad Pro. It's the same thing with microphones. I'm using the other phone. I could be using this phone. I could actually be also using both to be sure that everything is fine and stuff. But I hope that, I hope that it is just okay like that. So, and I don't need a microphone. Like, I don't know why. I do just have a lot of possibilities. I could, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna fucking sit here and gonna do the next one. The next one is Mo's Academy is free till 31st of May. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to read from there. I want to get over this. Please help me. In a fucking year, or 2 years, and 3 years, or 5 years, it's not gonna matter anyway. So you can also just deal with it right now and go ahead and stuff, I guess, probably. And or just talk about it. Talking with people is a great thing. Talking with people about this certain thing is probably always gonna help, because they have a different worldview and they think about things in a different light. And when you sometimes, and I've also seen that, when you kind of stress out about something and everything is bad and everything is shitty, you might come back to these people and they're then going to be like, well, this and that and these and those, and it is actually not that bad. And then you realize, well, it is actually not that bad. If you don't have any people, write on Reddit. I think that's a great way. I think that's a great way to cope with things. I guess you could also get pretty personal with that, with what actually happened. I don't know if people are going to read that, which is kind of the biggest problem, I assume, that sometimes texts can be relatively long and people are not going to be that quote-unquote happy about that, but yeah, everything is going to be fine in the end. This is something that I've seen and that I've also told people and stuff. Yesterday, like so many other Americans, I got laid off, which is fucking shit. I want to know the story. I binge ate, sat in my room all day like a sad snake or snack, like a sad sack. Oh. Cried and did absolutely nothing productive. Today, I showered and washed my hair, did my laundry, cleaned the kitchen, tidied my room, all before 12 p.m. And I've been eating better today. Anyways, it is not much better. The little things really do add up to not making you feel so much like a garbage person. Yeah, and I would highly suggest maybe starting something. You could start a YouTube channel. You could start just talking about something. First of all, it is a way to, it of course depends on what you've been working before, but if you've been working in a creative field, then you can do something and you can just show the work that you're doing, which can get you new work. Basically, I think, even though as such, maybe not really, having something like a YouTube channel and doing something like that, a podcast, YouTube channel, just something that people and other people can consume, then there's always going to be money in the game. Quite. The problem is, if everything is fucked, nobody's going to advertise on fucking YouTube or any other platform. Then I guess it really comes to food and food supply. Maybe actually are able to get there. Just working on a field, if this is kinda possible or kinda sensical. because people are always gonna need food, I guess. Unless, I mean, like there's AI and stuff and, you know, robotics, machines, stuff like that are doing these things and these works then. But I don't know, like it must be a pretty fucking shit thing. Getting laid off is never ever good, but I've been there before and probably will again. It is vital that you stay busy. If you can do something from home, even volunteer work, do it. Spend some time each day trying to secure new work, but not all day. AM and PM, couple hours, that is all that is productive. Depending on your situation, you might want to try temp work if you can find it. Most of all, remember, if someone hired you before, someone else will again. Yes, probably, because you might be having some qualities that are pretty hella lit, you know, people enjoy, and then they're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna take this motherfucker, you know, and I'm gonna work with this motherfucker because this motherfucker can do something for me. And then of course, just analyzing how should I say? Well, analyzing job interviews and figuring out how to do the best job interviews is then kind of the quote-unquote next step, I guess. You know, just securing it if you already have the opportunity quite. But I don't know what it is like in these days, you know? I mean, like, there's so many things that are based on, like, the economy working. Like, I mean, I'm a designer, quite, or I'm attending a graphic design school, but if I assume that there's not going to be any advertisers, there's not going to be any other companies, there's not going to be any B2B thing, nobody quite needs me. If you work in anything that has something to do with food, this is always going to be needed, always. Always, you know, if you're in the just marketing department, not. Even though it's about food, they probably don't need you. If there's no one to just be interested in that or something, quite. Yeah, maybe there's some exceptions, you know, but of course, like, there's always going to be some exceptions, kinda, I guess. Today I learned Disney World is the second largest purchase of explosives in the United States. The first is the US Department of Defense. I do wonder what they're doing with it. Are they having some fireworks and stuff? Introducing Reddit polls and all new post type. Today I learned that Sunky spray can be removed with tomato juice because they are both acids. Rather you need combined baking soda, hydrogen peroxide and dish soap to create a base that neutralizes and removes the smell. Okay, I fucked my life enough. Now's the time to change for good. There's always time for change to good, and we can always change things, I guess. You know, there's always something that we could be working on. So, and I'm gonna have to wait. Is there actually some reason, I mean, when I'm sitting down, that everything is fucked and that it is loading again and stuff? I mean, like, nah, you know? Nah. I think not. Like, it wouldn't make any fucking sense, of course, but I don't know, maybe it's my field of gravity or my electromagnetic field with my hands and stuff, and when I'm just doing something, then everything is going to be fucked. But I mean, if I'm standing, then I'm also just quite close to the computer, so anyway, therefore, I'm just going to go through some other things that I'm reading there until it's loaded. Our economic system is deeply flawed, apparently. I don't know. Except that I cannot control what I cannot control, and that since I am unable to control it, I can allow myself to lose myself over it. I can be sad, but I cannot let it control me, for my self-control is one of blah 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 blah. Yeah, quite. But just besides that, complaining about things you can't even control and can't do anything about, like, is really unnecessary. Question of the day is, what could you change? You know, what could you work on? What could you do? Because I guess there's always something that we can do. There's always something we should and can work on and stuff. What is it for you? Tell me. So don't tell me, not necessarily, but just think about it, you know. But yeah, if you cannot control something, then complaining about it, thinking about it, and whatnot about it is just unnecessary, because you can't control and change it anywhere. Today I learned that during World War II, Ford Motor Company produced a B-24 bomber every 63 minutes. What the fuck? That's insane. That's quite insane to say. It's quite every hour. Every hour there's gonna be a bomber, B-24, which is like probably highly explosive and or just a highly damaging craft thingy thing, blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, anyway, I think this is gonna be the end of the episode. I do hope that you've liked it. I do hope that you've just been able to learn something quite. And then yeah, hopefully gonna see you the next time. I would appreciate that. So I wish you the best health, wealth, happiness, and also success. And also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person, then being remembered as a nice person. And yeah. With that being said, 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions hopefully gonna show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. But hopefully your purpose. But yeah, gonna see you the next time. So bye bye. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really, really intensively appreciate that. But yeah, I'll see you.